Hi, I'm Paige and I work for Wood, and I'm gonna show you how to wrap your box mod with a real wood skin. But before we get started, you have to clean your box mod. That's why every Wood package comes with a 99% alcohol pad. Some of your devices have doors. They have battery parts. They have crevices. You're gonna need to make sure that you completely clean your box mod and make it free of e-liquid residue. Any e-liquid residue on your device is gonna cause your wood wrap not to stick. It will ruin your wood wrap. Once your device is completely e-liquid free, you're gonna take a paper towel and you're gonna dry it off and make sure it's completely dry before attaching the wood wrap. Seriously, guys, clean your box mod. All right, now that you know how to clean it, let me show you how to wrap it. Your wood skin comes with instructional inserts. So if you have any questions or you really hate the sound of my voice, you can always refer back to those. So the SX Mini device is already a pretty slick looking mod, but this wood wrap makes it look awesome. In your package, you have these 3 pieces. This extra piece here, it's a guide piece. I don't use it in this video, but I will show you how to use it if you decide to use it. Regardless, we start with part A. And this is kind of the trim, it gets it all started. So I do not peel off all the adhesive wax, I just peel off half. So I would start by just peeling off and then just kind of get through the skinny part, like that. Sometimes you gotta pull a little harder. And then, let me see. And then I kind of flip the wax underneath. I also have to flip my SX around a little bit. All right, so it's pretty easy because you have that ledge there before you get to the faceplate, so that's what you're looking for. And you basically just do it until you cover it, till you can't see any silver for this unit. All right, so once you cover it and you're pretty satisfied, and just right up into the edge. If there's a little bit of it showing, that's still fine because you have that leeway room. So you can like leave a slither if you want, but try to get as close as you can. Honestly, that's the hardest part. Then I just take it once I'm aligned and I just touch it with my thumbs and I go all the way around. If you take off all the wax backing, it's so sticky that it's more difficult to work with. So I find it way easier if see right here at the end, then I can just pull the rest off and I don't have to worry about the adhesive like getting on anything, getting stuck to my hand. It makes it way easier. All right, and then laser cut, lines right up to the other end. There you go. So that's the bulk of it. So then what you do is lay it face down like that. And this part's probably my favorite part, just because it's the part that really transforms the mod. So this is part B, it's the next part. What I do is I'm gonna peel off this adhesive backing and I'm gonna use, you're gonna see these lines in here. I'm gonna line up the center line with the center lines on the skinny pieces. And there's kind of that almost like slope piece, like on the SX Mini. And basically I'm putting it right when the slope ends. This is really easy. It's way easier than it's gonna look. We put the guide piece in if you want to use it, but basically you're gonna peel it half off, just the adhesive, just half off, kind of like you did before, and the sticky part, you're gonna slide right into here. And you slide it in, you do it halfway, then obviously you shove this right up next to it. What you're gonna do is then you would, when you're shoved right up against the guide piece, you're going to wrap it all the way around and then it works out. You don't need the guide piece. I think it gets in your way, but hey, you know, you are more than welcome to try it out. For the sake of the video, we're gonna do it this way. So like I said, you're gonna take this, you're gonna peel off the wax, just like that. There we go. All right, and then you just put the center line, you look for your slope, look that you're lined up, and then you just press, and you're right in the center. And it's kind of the coolest part because then you just kind of go, whoop, press it down. There you go, and it looks amazing. And then you just take it, you know, really get that wood skin stuck to your mod. All right. And there you go. Now, some of you are gonna say, hey, I wanna stick this piece on here. I want it to be completely covered because I don't want that trim to show. I don't suggest it. That slope in there, that's where your issue is because you get air in there. It doesn't lay flat because wood, it's real wood. It's not gonna bend. I had people try it, you know, I've tried it and it just doesn't stick very well. So if you want to do it, sure, but I don't recommend it. You might run into some issues with this piece coming off later, and so completely up to you, but I just throw it away. All right, the next part is your fire button and your LED screen. Your SX, unfortunately, you know, it doesn't stand on its back, so you do kind of have to fiddle with it. There's two ways of doing it. But first, I always peel off my wax backing. So way number one is you can hold it in your hand and kind of balance it, and you can, okay, let me, you know, align it with your fire button and your up and down button, your USB port. That way is kind of easy, but it's hard because you are balancing one hand. So what I do is I like to stand mine up, and then I like to push, you have that kind of almost circle curve, and you shove that. As long as you're on your ledge, you just shove that against where your atomizer goes. And just use your fingers, and you can, you know, kind of put it like, okay, I'm even. And then you can always tell, because if you go down just a little bit and you're off from the button, then you'll know, okay, this isn't gonna work out. But see, look, for the most part, it always works out perfectly that way. I just like it that way because it stands and I'm not having to balance it with one hand. It makes it much easier. So I would just keep going down with two fingers just to make sure you don't like get off track, you're not uneven. You go around your LED screen, you have your up and down buttons, and you have your USB port. And then you just press again. This part, it's a little harder, you know, if you want to go like that to press it down. So I just do it with my hands. It makes it much easier. You just press it on there. The next two pieces, they take a little while, so, you know, definitely be patient with it. They're gonna be the piece that goes down your front plate, kind of finishes it off, makes it, you know, gives it that little bit of extra, you know, coverage that you might need. They do have slants in them, so that's what goes around, you know, where your atomizer goes. So that's always the easiest place to start because you're just gonna take it and you're gonna shove it, the slant up against where your atomizer goes. Once you're set, you press it on. Honestly, sometimes it gets a little crooked. This part is so small, before you press it and adhere the adhesive, push it like with your nail and just kind of like push it in there. You have, you know, your ledge right there, so you know exactly where you're pushing it to. There you go. It's pretty easy. It does just take a little bit to make sure that it's shoved up against where the atomizer goes. Peel off the next one. You're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna shove it, and sometimes it's easier, like shove it with your thumb. Just kind of make sure it's up against that wall right there. Kind of guide it down. Sometimes I get crooked and then I just kind of like shove. It's a smaller piece, so it's a little bit easier to kind of maneuver before you adhere it. Once you press it on there though, like see how I'm pressing, it's gonna stay, but if you like lightly kind of set it there, you have a little bit of mobility where you can shove it where it needs to go. And then I just, you know, press everything, especially this front piece, because you can't, with this piece, you know, I can push. I can, you know, set it down and really push it against that hard surface. You can't really do that here. So I just recommend, you know, pressing it, little crevices. And there you go. Transformed your SX Mini. An already slick looking mod. I love this mod. I mean, it's been around for a while. This is the M class. It looks great, the faceplate and everything. One comment I did on my SX, after a while when I did peel off this wood skin, some of the paint came off. As we all know, that's an SX thing. That's gonna happen with, you know, normal wear and tear. You stick it in your pocket, you stick it in your car, whatever they use to paint these mods. As you guys know out there, the paint comes off. So it does protect the SX a lot too. So if you have one that's already kind of chipped up, this covers it really well. And this adhesive, it sticks to it so you don't have to worry about it going anywhere. So there you have it, SX Mini M Class. Looks awesome.